Fallon Sherrock just shocked the darts world, not with a win, not with a loss, but with a decision no one saw coming. After rewriting history and smashing through every barrier in her path, she's stepping away from the sport she helped transform. But this isn't about defeat. It's about something deeper, something most fans never knew she was battling. Fallon Sherrock didn't just enter the world of darts, she crashed through the front door and changed everything inside. In 2021, she made headlines across the globe as the first woman to ever win a match at the PDC World Championship. It wasn't just a personal victory, it was a cultural earthquake. For decades, darts had been dominated by men. Fallon didn't ask for a seat at the table, she made her own. And she didn't stop with one win. She followed it up with another, and then another. Every dart she threw felt like a challenge to the sport's history, and a message to its future. This space is for everyone now. Then came the Grand Slam of darts. Fallon pushed through round after round, taking out established names and defying every expectation until she made it to the quarterfinal. That run made her the first woman to ever reach the last 16 of a major mixed-gender tournament. Crowds couldn't get enough. Commentators ran out of superlatives. Fallon wasn't just playing well, she was playing with purpose. Her nickname, the Queen of the Palace, wasn't just clever branding. It became a symbol. Young girls who had never imagined themselves on a darts stage suddenly had someone who looked like them, played like them, won like them. Fallon's presence wasn't just electrifying, it was transformative. She brought glamour to the game, yes. But more importantly, she brought change, and while the spotlight focused on her rise, few realized the quiet struggle she was carrying behind that calm, fearless smile. While Fallon Sherrock was becoming a global icon, breaking records, filling arenas, and inspiring a new generation, there was something else happening, something the crowds never saw. Behind every confident walk-on, every bullseye, every upset, victory. Fallon was fighting a battle most fans had no idea existed. Since 2014, years before her name became legendary, Fallon had been quietly living with chronic kidney disease. She didn't talk about it publicly at first. She didn't want sympathy. She didn't want it to define her. But the toll was real. In later interviews, she revealed how the condition drained her energy and how the medication she needed had side effects she couldn't hide. One of them, a puffy, swollen appearance known as moon face, was a constant, visible reminder of her invisible struggle. Yet through it all, she kept showing up, kept throwing, kept winning. Not because it was easy, but because she refused to let her illness write her story for her. Think about that. Every tournament she entered, every stage she stepped on, she did it knowing her body was working against her, and she never used it as an excuse. Most people saw a fearless competitor with nerves of steel. Few realized how much pain and exhaustion she was pushing through to even be there. Because Fallon Sherrock wasn't just playing against opponents, she was fighting her own body. And for nearly a decade, she kept that war private, until this year, when everything finally caught up to her. By early 2025, the pressure and the pain became impossible to ignore. At the PDC World Championship that year, Fallon was knocked out in the first round by Ryan Michael. For most players, an early loss is tough. For Fallon, it was something else entirely, because this time, it wasn't just about form, it was about survival. In a rare and vulnerable moment after the match, Fallon opened up. She admitted something fans had never heard her say. Her body could no longer keep up with the demands of the game. What used to be a few hours of training now left her completely drained. Her stamina had vanished. Her precision, the thing her entire game was built on, was slipping. And she knew it. She wasn't just tired, she was empty. Exhibition events? She had to start pulling out. Public appearances? Fewer and fewer, and this wasn't about losing motivation. Fallon made it clear, her love for darts hadn't faded. If anything, it hurt more because she still cared. But the truth was brutal. Her health was forcing her off the oki, not because she wanted to step away, but because she had no choice. And yet, even as her game slipped and her energy failed her, Fallon's mindset stayed the same. Honest. unapologetic. "Strong. I can't keep going like this," she said. "I need to get healthy again." But what she said next made one thing crystal clear. This wasn't the end. Most headlines ran with the same word: retirement. But Fallon was quick to shut that down. She's not retiring. She's resetting. Taking time to recover isn't weakness, it's strategy. Because if you know anything about Fallon Sherrock, it's that she doesn't walk away from a fight. Not when she broke into the boys' club of darts. Not when she played through illness. Not when the pressure reached insane levels. This time, she's choosing something most athletes are too scared to admit they need. A pause. Fallon announced she would not compete in any major tournaments in 2026. Not because she's finished, but because she wants to come back right, and she made one last move before stepping back. She pushed to appear in the Grand Slam of darts, saying, "If I really am going to take a year off, I want to make a statement beforehand." That's what separates Fallon. She doesn't fade out. She leaves a mark. This chapter isn't closing, it's just turning the page. And when she returns, she's not starting over. She's coming back on her own terms. Fallon Sherrock's impact on darts goes far beyond trophies or stats. She didn't just compete, she shifted the culture. Before Fallon, the idea of a woman beating top-tier male pros on the biggest stages felt like a long shot. After Fallon, it became a new standard. She wasn't just winning matches, she was making statements. Every time she stepped on stage, it was a reminder that this game didn't belong to just one gender. It belonged to anyone with the talent and the nerve to play under pressure. Fallon gave darts something it hadn't seen before, a symbol of change. And she inspired thousands, especially young girls who finally saw someone who looked like them, thriving in a space that had long felt closed off. Her presence changed how broadcasters covered the sport, changed how fans talked about it, changed what future players believed was possible. So her stepping back? It's not just a player going quiet. It's the temporary absence of someone who redefined what strength looks like in this game. She didn't just break the glass ceiling, she obliterated it. And while Fallon was navigating her own painful decision, someone else close to her was fighting a battle too: Cameron Menzies, her partner and fellow pro. At the same 2025 World Championship, where Fallon bowed out early, Cameron also suffered a crushing first-round loss. On the outside, it looked like another rough tournament run. But behind the scenes, something much heavier was happening. Cameron was playing while his father was seriously ill, a reality that took a huge emotional toll. After his match, he was seen visibly shaken, struggling to keep it together. His manager, Tommy Gilmore, later confirmed just how much pressure Cameron had been under. The loss wasn't about form, it was about life outside the game weighing him down. It was a powerful reminder. Behind the walk-ons, the lights, and the stats, these athletes are still human. They carry personal battles the crowd never sees. And Fallon and Cameron? They weren't just supporting each other, they were surviving side by side. Sometimes the bravest thing a player can do isn't winning under pressure. It's knowing when to take a step back to heal. While Fallon Sherrock takes her step back, the world she helped shape isn't slowing down. Darts is evolving. Fast. New faces like Luke Littler are dominating headlines, turning pro at a younger age, playing with fearless precision and drawing massive followings. The prize money is growing. New venues are being added to the Premier League. Broadcast deals, sponsorships, fan engagement, it's all surging. This isn't the same sport Fallon walked into a decade ago. It's faster, louder, and more competitive than ever. And yet, something's missing. Because no matter how many new stars rise, there's still only one queen of the palace. Fallon's absence in this new era will be more than noticeable. It will feel like a missing heartbeat, not just because of the title she chased, but because of what she represents. Her walk-ons, her poise, her message. She's not just part of darts history, she's part of its DNA. And when she does return, it'll be in a game that knows exactly what it lost when she left. Fallon Sherrock isn't gone. She's just recharging. This isn't a retirement. It's a recovery, a regrouping, a comeback, but not the kind that happens in a single match. The kind that happens over months, in silence, far from the lights. She's choosing her health. her future, her life. And that choice, hard as it is one of the bravest moves any athlete can make, because walking away when you're broken isn't weakness, it's wisdom and it's strength. So where does that leave us? Waiting, watching, and believing, because if there's one thing Fallon Sherrock has proven time and time again, it's that when she comes back, she doesn't come quietly. She comes back to make noise, to make history, to remind the world exactly who she is, and the next chapter. It might just be her most powerful one yet. So what do you think? Will Fallon return stronger than ever? Will 2027 be the year she reclaims the sport she helped transform? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more real stories from the heart of darts. Because this sport isn't just about what happened.